Hi, good morning to everyone. In today's class, we are going to see about the subsidiary book, second book, that is cash book in detail. So, last video we would have done subsidiary one, where we would have discussed about purchase book, all those stuff. Now, moving on to the most important book, that is cash book. So, cash bookல there are three types of cash book, so we're going to study about that. And petty cash is there, we're going to study about that also. In this, especially triple column cash book is very important. Okay, so moving on to, so we today's class, we know that we have studied about triple column cash book. Okay, so in triple column cash book, we are going to maintain cash, ledger, bank balance, discount, everything. Okay, so in the same triple column we are going to maintain all the three. Apart from that, we are going to study about single column cash book. It's just like a ledger, and double column cash book. Okay, so moving on to the format. So moving on to the format of the cash book. See here, I have given the format of the cash book. So when you open a single column cash book, just you have to have the debit side, credit side, date, particular, ledger folio, amount, and again date, particular, ledger folio, amount. That's it. Okay, it will be only item dealing with cash. It will come in the single column cash book. Whereas in double column cash book, you have discount column as well as cash column. Okay, so you'll have both discount column and cash column in the double column cash book, where it is discount. You are going to enter all the which you are going to receive the money, everything will be debited over here. So whatever sort of income you are going to receive as a cash, you will write it over here. Whatever expense you are going to do, you are going to write it in the credit side. Okay, so here you will have the discount allowed, and here you will have discount received. Okay, then moving on to the triple column cash book, which is very important. It is something difficult, so we are going to see in this in detail. So moving on to the triple column cash book, what you have to do now, just divide the book. You will have a debit side, credit side. You will write date, particulars, then you leave small space, discount received. Okay, so this is the received column, then cash column, bank column. Same way, date, particulars. Here it will be discount allowed, cash column, and bank column. You will open it. Okay, then when you enter the items in the cash book, all the items which you are going to pay by way of cash or pay by way of check will come in the triple column cash book. And the most tricky part, that is the contra entry, is what the confusing part is, because when you have the contra entry, it will affect both the cash ledger as well as bank ledger. Okay, so you have to make a 2 times entry for that. So with the note C, that is contrant. Okay, so that part alone we are going to see in detail. So paid into bank. Now what is the journal entry you usually pass? You will pass what? Bank account data to cash, isn't it? So what it means, it's going to affect both bank ledger as well as cash ledger. Both the things we are going to maintain in the same triple column cash book, right? You are going to have cash column as well as bank column. So you're going to enter twice in that is why you have a note calling contra entry. So when you pay into bank or deposit the money into bank, you will post it in the bank ledger. To cash in you will put C, the word C na contra, and put the amount in the bank column. See, bank column la to cash in you are going to write, and cash column by bank you will write over here, cash column. Okay, so this is how you will make the entry and put the word C, it means contra entry. 2 times you are going to enter. That is the logic behind it. Okay, so you will write the date when you make a payment, paid into bank, deposit to bank, all those stuff. To bank, to cash into bank column la, by bank into cash column la you will write. Okay, then next part is withdraw from the bank for official use. So when you withdraw from the bank for official use, you will write the journal entry as cash account data to bank, isn't it? So here same way it will affect two ledger. Both the things we are going to maintain in the same book. So what you have to make two entries. So when you withdraw from the bank, you will write to bank into cash column, buy cash into bank column. Okay, so both the ledgers maintain in the same book. So this is how I'm going to write. To bank, you're going to debit the bank in the cash column and credit the bank in the credit the cash in the bank column. Okay, next the tricky part is you write contra for all those stuff. Next, there are three things which usually will be confusing in the cash book. That is, see, for example, when you receive a check from your debtors, okay, when you receive a check, what is, you will write immediately, you will write to Shiva and bank column you will write. But in cash, usual tendency when you pay it through check, you will write by whatever the name creditor, you will write in the bank when you are issuing the check. Same way what you will think when you receive a check from your debtors, you will write to Shiva in the bank column. But you should not. You should write in the, against the cash column. When you deposit the check, okay, when you send the check for collection, then you will write to cash by bank in the contra entry. Okay, so it will have two different dates. So when you receive a check and you keep the check for with you for a time being, for example, January 5th, Shiva has given the check. So you have just received the check now. You will write to Shiva against the cash column only. You should write. Then on Jan 7th, you will go and deposit or send to the bank for collection. At that time, you should write the contra entry. To cash into contra entry, you will write. By bank contra entry, you will write. Okay, so this part you should remember. When there are two different dates, you have to make two entries like this. The other way around, when they give you, you receive the check from Bala and immediately deposited or deposited on the same day like that, then it's same, it's a simple thing. You will write to Bala, bank column you will write. You won't make two entries like this. Okay, so the same day you have received the check and immediately you have deposited the check in the bank. That is the meaning to it. So appo mattum you will write to Bala, bank column you will write. Okay, for example, when the check is being dishonored, okay, so the check which you have received from Shiva was dishonored, imagine or 15th annik. Then again you have to credit, you have to debit the customer, right? So you will write by Shiva abdinnu cash book bank column you have to write it. By Shiva against the bank column you will write when there is a dishonor of the check. Okay, so these are the tricky part in the cash book. If you remember all these things, then cash book won't be a difficulty compared to the other subsidiary book. Okay, so moving on to one small sum in the 11th standard book, I'll just explain. So we'll move on to a small sum. See, for example, I have taken the sum illustration 4. Just explain how you will open triple column cash book. Okay, so moving sum will be like this: cash in hand, cash at bank, all those details will be given. Okay, so when you move on to the sum, you have to open a triple column cash book like this. You will have date, particular, then voucher number, ledger folio. All these things are practically you can't open so many columns, so you can just avoid it. Discount received, cash, bank, definitely you have to open. And here's the same way: date, particular, discount allowed, cash, bank, you open. Okay, so you open all these columns and keep it. When you have the opening balance, debit, see, asset will have a debit balance. So cash in hand, cash at bank is asset done. So it will have a opening balance and debit side. So 1st March to balance BD 12,000, 15,000 you will write it. Then second, they have the information is they have deposited into bank or paid into bank 11,000 rupees. It's a contra entry. So you will write 2nd March to cash. C in a contra entry போட்டு bank column 11,000, 2nd March by bank into C போட்டு cash column 11,000 you have to enter. Okay, then the next item will be there is a cash. See, I'll just read it. You can just look at it. There was a goods sold 18,500. Half of it is received in cash and half is received in check. and immediately deposited. So the word immediately deposited na enna artham, you can put it in the bank. So two says half in cash and half in check, adnala dhaan bank column it's coming half in cash and half in check. Okay, next there was one fellow called Jairam. To him it's sold for cash, so goods sold on credit to Jairam. So this won't come in the cash book. Simpler. Why not? Because it's cash book, only item relating to cash will come, so these item will not come. Okay, so this item won't be coming. Then moving on to the next item. So next item will be your Jairam sent a check in full settlement. You're going to receive a check. Okay, so when you are going to receive a check, you will write it. See what I told, to Jairam 6,900 into, you will write it in the cash column. 100 rupees discount la you will write it. You won't write it in the bank column. That part you have to remember well, because you have received the check on some other date. See, after 4-5 days Jairam check was sent to the bank. They will give, at that time you have to write the contra entry as depositing that cash. To cash in 6,900, by bank in 6,900 you will write. See the logic inga pathina, inga cash, and the cash will get cancelled, or debit or credit illa. It's like the check is being paid into the bank, but since it was 2 days that the transaction is happening, on both the day you have to enter it. We are writing like this. That is the logic behind. Okay, so see next thing, see bought goods from Hibal and issued a check to him immediately. So that you will write by purchase அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு பேங்க்கில் you will write it 8,500. அதெல்லாம் nothing to get confused. All those things are very easy. Then they would have given you bought goods from Murali on credit. That won't come. Okay, because it's not relating to cash, right? Then received a check from Kaniyappan in full settlement of his account 2,000, and they have given. Received a check, they have given. So again you will write to Kaniyappan 9,975 in the cash column and 25. This check is not still deposited, so like this only it will appear. So all these things have been entered just to avoid the confusion. Okay, so this part alone you have to be very cautious enough. Okay, so just receive the check, அப்போனா கேஷில் போடுங்க, immediately depositனா பேங்க்கில் போடுங்க. ஓகேங்களா? Then next item is, all these things will be very easy only. Okay, so you will write that is due cash 3,000 by check, and by cash 3,000, by check 5,000 for personal use. The word personal use nale you will write the word drawings. So you will write by drawings 3,000 again cash, 5,000 against bank. Then Vinod has paid a check of 18,850 that has been given. That also you will write it. Then after writing all these stuff, you will total the discount allowed column. Okay, and total the discount received out column. Please don't balance these two things. It won't get tallied definitely, because it's discount allowed, it's discount received. So different total தான் வரும். So don't get confused. Okay, so அதை tally பண்ணிடாதீங்க. Next cash column open, total it. In the side credit side total பண்ணுங்க. You will get a difference. Ledger account la difference vara madri just balance it. You will have a balance that you will call it at by balance CD. Same way bank column you total it, you find out the total of credit side and then take the difference. You will have a balance over here that you will call it at by balance CD, and you will write it to balance BD into indigo. Okay, so this is how you have to do the triple column cash book. It's a lengthy thing for 11th standard, and it's a very important thing also. Okay, so with this we'll stop. Thank you.